All right, what is up? Let's do a quick audio check here. Let me know in the chat if everything is working properly. All right, cool. Apologies for the nasal voice. I mean, my hay fever is absolutely killing me today. So whoever has the best cure for hay fever for short-term relief wins a prize. It's horrendous today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's give it a couple of minutes before we get this going. It's been way too long since I've did a public stream, to be honest. Garlic, onion, ginger. So like an equal amount of both. And then mix it up with hot water or something. Because I've tried like the pills, but it's really fucking me up today. Yo, what's up, Gumba? I hope you're well, man. Like the sneezing is the worst part. Eat it raw, I'll make a drink. Benadryl. So Benadryl, is it like a medicine? Something along those lines? Benadryl, I'll look it up. So I assume you guys have hay fever as well. It's horrendous. Like you see all these people enjoying the summer and you're getting slaughtered by the sneezes, the drippy noses, all of the goodies. What's up, Uzi? Hope you're well, man. Welcome back. Good to see you all. What's up, Dirty? Again, I'm going to give it some time to allow everybody to join at the same time. Then we're going to be breaking down the markets to get some, let's see what we get going into next week. There's going to be some awesome opportunities. I think, it's going to be an important week because we've got a couple of important news events as well. And obviously, right, we've got the soft CPI last week. And I think, that definitely changed sentiment across the board. However, we're still trading at key contextual levels here. So we'll see. Anyways, what were you guys up to this weekend? Anything interesting happen or just a regular weekend? Let's see if we got all the charts in. Quarterly, monthly. That's what I want to see. We have Sierra open. The prep, the tweets. Anyways, we're 3 minutes in. I think we're good to go. Is everybody ready? Does everybody have something to drink? Because if that's the case, we can start this off. And as usual, if there are questions throughout the stream, just let me know in the chat and I'll do my best to cover everything at the end of the stream where we can do a little Q&A. Obviously, this stream is sponsored by Bybit. Again, if you do want to support the channel, you can use my referral link that is in the description below. Now, they have a new thing going on right now where if you deposit $100 and you trade 500, you'll receive a free $100 into your account. Besides that, obviously, we've got the 30,000 deposit bonus and all the other goodies. So if you do want to support me, you can do so by clicking the link below. If not, it's totally fine as well. So let's get to it. And I want to start this weekly prep with some important developments in terms of news-driven events that could be coming out this week. Now, there's no fixed dates on when these bills are going to pass or when they're going to be announcing what the outcome is, but it is expected that it's going to be this week. So the first bill that we have is going to be the SEP 121, right? Now, basically what this does is it's a dismissal bill that goes to President Biden's desk. And the dismissal bill is important because it aims to clarify the regulatory status of cryptocurrency and other digital assets. Now, right now, banks are pretty limited in terms of custodian, and they are arguing that it is even more riskier where, right now everything is in a condensed spot where they keep everything at the same place rather than just using a bank for the custodian. So, that's going to be a very interesting bill if they are able to pass it or not. The other thing that we have is another bill, and it's called I believe it's the FIT21, right? And basically what that does is it aims to establish a regulatory regime for digital assets, and its passage could bring more clarity and stability to the crypto markets in general. So, don't touch the grass. That's definitely a pro, yeah. So again, it's a positive bill in terms of the crypto ecosystem if they're able to pass it. Now, the final thing this week that is going to be pretty important is the EDF, and with that, the deadline, right? So we've got 3 EDF with a deadline within May 1, 22, 23, 24, and 30. So, that's going to be a very important outcome. Is it going to be priced in that it is going to be delayed? I don't know. But I think, if there's going to be an announcement that it is delayed, it's going to be very important to see how the market responds. And I personally believe that we might see some risk off going into the event. Some people will start getting some short exposure, or some hedging is starting to come into the market. But, if it's going to be a positive news driven event, then there will likely see a large drive upwards of all the unbinding, right? So very important, these 3 dates. That's going to be pretty important. That brings me towards the regular prep. Now, if you want to take a screenshot, right, this is what I've just said is everything here, where we've got the weekly prep. The tick size that we're using for Sierra chart this week is going to be 80. And then we've got, impactful news events is the SAP bill. Then we have the FIT21 bill, and then the ETF deadline. So pretty stacked week if you were to ask me in terms of news driven events. Now, weekly developments in terms of market profile. What do we have? If you're new to this stream, the way this works is I'm going to be breaking down market profile first. Then I'm going to be breaking down longer term VWAPs, the quarterly, yearly, monthly, etc. We'll be doing a summary. What's my weekly narrative, where I'm going to be looking for trades. And then, the trading hypos, where I'm going to be looking for shorts, where I'm going to be looking for longs, etc., etc. What's my line in the sand? So, stick to it, stick through it all. If you have questions, send them in the chat. But, I don't really think that there's going to be much of a question left, because we'll be covering all of it. TPO, right? The way this layout is formed is top left, daily profiles, top right, daily profiles, but with composites, right? As you can see, we've got a composite there. We have a, if you scroll upwards, we've got a composite there. And the reason why I'm having 2 daily chart books here is because when you're merging days together, for example, let's say that I want to merge these 2 days together, right? Because it's a 2-day composite. That means I no longer see what was happening within the prior 2 days, right? So that's why I'm having a 4-tile grid here in terms of a better overview on what's happening. Undo merges. Bottom right, monthly, right? So we have a monthly distribution here. This is a monthly composite. If I were to undo this, I'll go over this in a bit, but 2 months of overlapping value. If we merge these 2 months together, right click, merge with next profile, we are now basically auctioning back within the 2-month composite. Really significant, right? Bottom left, we've got a weekly chart. Again, I'll be going over that in a bit. Let's start with the composites, right? Double click this chart. We have had a considerable breakaway from value. This was undo all merges, right? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days where Bitcoin was ranging, right? It is not the cleanest overlap, but I'm always saying that whenever, we have 7 days of a ranging environment and we don't do anything at all, merge all 7 days together to see how it looks. So right click, merge with next profile. Whoops, right click, merge, just merge the whole bunch together. Right click, right, and then right click. So this gives us a 7-day composite. It is a pretty decent looking composite. I'm not a huge fan of this gap in the middle, but overall the distribution is pretty okay-ish. Now, what are we seeing? We're seeing the green dot opening within a 7-day composite. We auction to the highs, acceptance above the 7-day composite value area high. Then we got the retest, right? Long entry, and then this was the auction higher, right? The most recent shift is up. That means, right, right click, let's do it in its own profile again. We're moving from previously established value towards the next area of established value, which is this 3-day composite. So it's no surprise that we're forming a bigger range here because we've done it previously, right? Now, what jumps out right away is that we've got a poor high at 68. We've got a naked point of control around 66.2. And we've got a composite value area low at 65.8. So I want to be aware of these because right now we're auctioning. Make no mistake, let me just try if I can put in Epic Pen. Give me a sec because sometimes it doesn't work. Mainly because I'm downscaling my screen towards 1080p. But I want to be able to draw in this instance. Let's load it up. Let's see if it works. I don't really think so, but it might. No, it doesn't work. All right, fuck it. So the way that this works is that this composite, if we're seeing acceptance back with any composite, we're basically bracketing. We're playing ping pong between the extremes of value, right? Value area low support, value area high resistance. Right now we're trading within that composite, right? We're not trading above, not trading below. We're trading within. Okay, let's undo. Let's put this in this own profile. That means rotational between value area high, value area low until proven otherwise. Moving towards the prep, I want to outline here that purely based on daily profiles and composites, we've got a 3-day composite value area low, CVAL, right? Which comes in at 65.840. That's support. We also have a naked point of control, which is at 66.320. Now, why do I want to be aware of that? Well, usually what Bitcoin tends to do is that whenever we have an anomaly resting below, it is going to go and clean up and rebalance that inefficiency. So that's why I want to be aware of that. What else do we have? Well, for that, I want to move towards the weekly TPO first. On Twitter last week, I said 65K needs to hold a support. For those of you who remember that post, it's why I went long there. Now, why did I go long there? Well, it's a 4-week composite. Undo this. Let's have a look. Undo all merges. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I would argue that this week is not usually the best merge, but given the context that we have 4 weeks that we're not doing anything at all, let's merge them to see how it looks. Again, right click, merge, right click, merge, and merge the final profile as well. A 4-week composite, value area high, value area low. Once the market started auctioning above the 4-week composite value area high at 65K, it is telling you that we're going from a rotational environment between these two extremes towards a trending environment into the direction of the break, right? So when we're forming time and space, as we can see by this gap here between the actual retest, this is where you want to be looking for longs. Is this clear so far for everybody that is with us today in terms of why this break is so important and why you want to be looking for longs at 65K? If it's clear, let me know in the chat. If it's not clear, let me know as well, because at that point, we're going to be moving forward. Okay, cool. So now that we've established that we're moving away from that 4-week composite and that this was support, and we're now auctioning in what? We are auctioning back within an older 4-week composite. Again, same story. So purely based on the weekly TPO, I'd argue that for as long as we're trading above 65K, Bitcoin has a likely destination of 71K. But, you know, that's just one of the rules of the laws of market dynamics, is that whenever we accept back within previously established value, we are likely to see a reversion towards the opposite extreme. I want to be aware of that within my weekly prep. So, what do we have? We've got acceptance above the most recent 4-week composite value area high at 65K. Likely destination of 4-week composite value area high at 71K. That's a typo. Fuck it. Destination. Whatever. So 71K, right? So that's the daily done. That's the weekly done. Let's move towards the monthly. Do we have anything of interest on the monthly? Now, you could also think by yourself that fucking hell, we're going to do the daily, the weekly, the monthly, etc. But trust me, if you're going to be doing this process every week on Sunday, you will have a clear plan going forward, going into the week. You will know exactly where you want to be trading and where your trade gets invalidated. So I can highly recommend using an approach like this. Same story. The monthly, the most recent 2 months. If I were to undo this, we've got 2 months of overlapping value. What does that mean? Same story as the weekly, same story as the daily. Right click, merge within the next profile. That gives us, let me just undo this real quick. Cut drawing there. This gives us a 2-month composite. Bitcoin auctioned at the beginning of the month below that 2-month composite value area low, right? No surprise that when we tried to break back within, it rejected. We were not able to accept back above 63K. During the most recent break higher, I think we can safely assume that we're accepting back within this composite, right? We're trading all the way up here. And no surprise that sellers are stepping in. Why is that? Because it's a 2-month point of control. This is why sellers are stepping in, right? So from a daily perspective and a composite perspective, the market is telling us that, guys, we're going up. The most recent shift in condition is up, and we're likely to form a new bracket here until proven otherwise. The weekly is telling us that, hey guys, we're accepting above a most recent 4-week composite, and we're accepting above an older 4-week composite. So all in all, bullish. And then we're taking a look at the monthly. The monthly is bullish for as long as 63 holds its support, right? We could even come all the way down here at 63 and then see a continuation higher. What we do not want to see is 63 fail to hold a support, because if this fails as support, I believe we're going to go much lower. Okay, so I want to be aware of that as well. The monthly acceptance back within most recent 2-month composite value area. Likely, I always fuck this up. Likely destination 2-month composite value area high, and that's it. That's market profile done. If I were to summarize market profile briefly, I'd say up, right? We might get a retest lower, but all in all, market profile is looking pretty decent. That brings me towards long-term VWAP. Starting on the yearly. Now, the red line you're seeing here is the 30-day rolling VWAP. And it has been an excellent trending tool where a break above, right? Let's just zoom out a bit more. A break above leads to a rally. Acceptance back below is continuation lower, right? Right here, we broke back above the 30-day rolling VWAP. Boom, there we go. Right here, we broke back below it. Retracement, right? But as soon as we start to trade back above the 30-day rolling VWAP, we get a large expansion higher. Now that we're trading back above the 30-day rolling VWAP, I want to see this hold of support. So at what level is the 30-day rolling VWAP? Let's see. 63K. That reminds me of something, right? 63K. Let's go back towards the monthly profile. 63K is a 2-month composite value area low. So that's nice. It's confluent with each other, right? So that's one, right? The 30-day rolling VWAP, we're breaking above. We want to be aware of that. It lines up with the 2-month composite value area low, even better, right? However, and this brings me towards the nitty-gritty right away, the yearly, buyers are stepping in at the yearly VWAP, all right? No surprise. The thing that I don't really like here, or the thing that I'm a bit cautious about, is that buyers were stepping in, now we're trading higher, but the yearly developing value area high here remains resistance. And let me show you. If we go back in time, right here, we had a deeper retracement back within yearly developing value, right? These bands are developing value. Once we tried to accept above, Bitcoin failed to hold the support. And at that point, we saw rejection back towards VWAP and even lower. Now, I don't personally think that we're going to be seeing a rejection like this, but I think it is important to be aware the yearly developing value area high is still resistance. Now, because it's a developing value, I would like to see whether or not we can fine tune this level towards a static level in the form of a previous value. For example, quarterly, monthly, whatever, right? So keep this in mind. Let's move forward. Quarterly. What's the quarterly telling us here? The quarterly is telling us that a previous quarterly value area high right there, right, has been extremely relevant. Once we accept the back within, rejection, sell off, rejection, sell off, right? Now that we're trading above, it reminds me of the previous 2 times or 3 times even that Bitcoin saw acceptance back within quarterly value and a break back above. If you go back towards the most recent one, right? Support, break back below, resistance, we sell off, and then we start to continue to go upwards. We've got a down close candle before we break higher. This down close candle support lines up with previous quarterly value area high to the tick, and then this rally starts. Okay, so what I want to see going forward, down close candle, previous quarterly value area high. So for all I care, we get a retracement pretty deep within this OB, but for me, I would like to see a closing basis above previous quarterly value area high. So this is bullish. Yes, we're trading near quarterly developing value area high, but this shift above quarterly, previous quarterly value is significant in my opinion. If we break below, that will be really weak in my opinion, okay? Let's see if we can fine tune it even more and move towards the monthly. So the monthly is auctioning within what? The monthly is auctioning within previous month value. If I were to draw this as a TPO, value area high, value area low. We know once we see a genuine shift back with a previously established value, we are likely to see a rotation towards point of control and potentially even that value area high. Previous month VWAP is in line with previous quarterly value area high. That's good. It's confluence. We have a down close candle here before we had a market structure shift there. This is the range. If we're getting a retest there, I think it's a buying opportunity for a rotation higher towards value area high. Now, wait a minute. Value area high is at 68.50. Let's go back to the yearly. 68.2. So we have confluence with yearly developing value area high and the monthly. In this case, given the fact that monthly is static from a previous month value, I'm going to be choosing this as my level of interest. Is that clear for everybody so far on the yearly, quarterly, and monthly? So on the yearly, yes, we're bullish, but we're reaching bearish territory here. Yearly developing value area high. This is bearish. However, on the quarterly, we're accepting above previous quarterly value area high. On the monthly, we're rotational between previous month value area high there, right there, and previous month VWAP. This is the bracket that we're trading within. Let's put this everything, let's put all together and go towards our daily prep because I want to summarize it all. So, longer term VWAP, what did we have? First things first, we are trading at yearly developing value area high. And we're seeing sellers are stepping in. No surprise, right? It's what Bitcoin has always done. It's doing it again. Next up, we have acceptance above previous quarterly value area high. And it's significant. And why is this significant? If we take a look at the previous interactions on the quarterly, right? Every time Bitcoin accepted back or retested a previous quarterly value area high, it led to a significant break higher, right? Significant break higher. Now we're trading above. So I want to see this hold of support for a potential significant break higher. So, acceptance above previous quarterly value area high. Significant. Just going to put it out there. Significant. All right. What else? We are rotational within previous month value with a likely destination of previous month value area high. Make no mistake, it's confluent with yearly developing value area high. So that's going to be our what? Our bearish line in the sand, because it lines up with the yearly and the monthly, right? So to summarize everything, let's summarize it. Considering the most recent shift in condition based on the weekly and monthly TPO. Remember guys, if you go back, not YPO, TPO. Remember, if you go back towards Sierra chart, and we briefly take an overview here, we're trading, the most recent shift was up on TPO. We're trading back within a monthly composite. We're trading within the older 4-week composite, which is, you know, a shift back above. So all in all, that's up. Weekly and a monthly TPO. I'm just going to be putting this out there time-based, because my TPO is based on time, not volume. I use VWAP for that. And quarterly and monthly VWAP are also favoring upside. That means I am favoring longs going into this week for as long as we are trading. Apologies for the typos, but fuck it. For as long as we are trading above the previous month VWAP at 65,650. That's going to be my bullish line in the sand, as it lines up with previous quarterly value area high and the 3-day composite value area low. Remember, 3-day composite value low, and this is why we're doing a prep like this. You're like, oh shit, 65,650, 65,840. Okay, that's lining up with each other. Oh shit, we got a naked point of control as well. So we have a reason to go lower into our bullish line in the sand, right? So that's good. And the 3-day composite value area low, which makes it a quality contextual level, in my opinion. If Bitcoin fails to hold that as support, I'm expecting a much deeper retracement back towards what? Well, if this level fails to hold a support, I'm expecting a retest of the 30-day rolling VWAP. And that's going to be very, very, very important. But if we are trading down here, that also means that we're also trading back below the previous quarterly value high. And in my opinion, you know, whenever Bitcoin is trading higher, it is not going to be giving you these picture perfect retracements back towards the origin of the break, right? It's going to do a short-term consolidation before upside. And for that, I need previous quarterly value high to hold, okay? Back towards third day on the VWAP. All right. That brings me towards the weekly narrative. What's my narrative going into this week? As mentioned above, my main area of interest is the cluster at 65.6K for a retracement before continuation higher. Continuation higher. If we look at the prior interactions with the previous quarterly value high, once it shifted back above, it has always led to continuation of the trend. So, you know, unless I'm proving wrong on that, my bias remains up. And one thing that we need to remind ourselves of is that while everything looks bullish, yearly development value high confluent with previous month value high remains a huge resistance to break through. And it will take a considerate amount to break through, in my opinion. So whether, you know, maybe when the Ethereum ETF gets approved, or maybe, you know, when one of these bills get approved. And I would prefer this one to get approved. That will be pretty positive in my opinion. But we'll see. We still need to be aware that that's resistance. Okay. Brings me towards the hypos. What's the hypos? Let's look at a chart where we've got all of the lipstick. And before we go through with the hypos, is everybody on the same page right now? Is it all making sense? Because for me, obviously for me, it's making sense because I'm doing the prep. But if you're like, yo, bro, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, let me know as well, because I need some feedback regarding that. Otherwise, I'm just assuming that everybody here is a VWAP Pro and we just can continue to go on. Okay, cool. Very good, very good. Moving forward. So why are we currently rejecting here? Well, we've got the 2-month composite point of control, right? We already figured that out. One of the things that I like to do when I have a lack of contextual levels here, right? If we take a look at the yearly, we don't have, you know, we've got yearly developing value high, but it's not that close by where we're currently trading. We've got quarterly developing value high, but not really that nearby, right? On the monthly, lack of structure as well. So let's take a look on the left. Let's move towards the left side of the chart. And on the left side of the chart, we've got this dashed line, which is, if you go back, right here, if you now take a look at the bottom screen, you see Saturday, March. That means that this monthly VWAP is from March. If we extend that throughout time, we can see it has been a contextual level, right? Very important right here. Reject it. If we extend that throughout time, it remains relevant, right? Sellers are stepping in here. No surprise. And it's lining up with a 2-month composite point of control. So what I want to see going forward is, yes, sellers are stepping in. Let's move away from the crosshair. It's annoying. Sellers are stepping in at the March VWAP. I think that if Bitcoin is going to be forming a low, it should be within these two boundaries. Previous quarterly value area high, previous month VWAP. We also have the 3D composite value area low in the middle of that. So, you know, if we're going to be getting something, I would prefer to see maybe something along these lines, right? Like that. And then a reclaim. That to me would indicate that we're making way for previous month value area high. Confirmation that you're on the right side of the trade here is when Bitcoin can auction through March VWAP, and you can add to that trade at that point, in my opinion, because at that point, we're going to go towards 68 and potentially 70K. That means that this is going to be our bullish line in the sand going into this week. Because if we fail to hold this, right, and we start trading below the 4-week composite value area high, I think, you know, at least 62. Because the 30-day rolling VWAP is somewhere, you know, let's just open it up. 30-day rolling VWAP, right here. 30-day rolling VWAP is right there. Confluent with previous month value area low. So if this fails to hold a support, we're going lower. But for me, ultimately, right now, the way how our things are looking, going into this week, I'll be focusing on this level. Whether or not we're going to get long depends on the reaction that we get. If we're getting a break lower, I'll take a look to get short, targeting the 30-day rolling VWAP, right? So let's go back towards the weekly prep. Short. Acceptance below previous month VWAP dash 4-week composite value area high 65K for shorts towards 62.8K and potentially lower, but we'll see once we get there. For longs, I want to see a retracement back within H4 demand confluent with quarterly and monthly VWAP, right? Previous quarterly value area high, previous month VWAP. targeting yearly developing value high, fine-tuned to previous month value high. Previous month value high came in at, let me just, I forgot. Let's go back to the charts. 68,595, 68,595 at 68,595. And that's it. This basically concludes my weekly prep. This is what I do every Sunday. And, you know, right now we've basically broken down the relevant news-driven events, right? So we know this is going to be a pack week. It's going to be important. I think especially we're going to be moving on the Ethereum ETF deadline, which is in 23, 4 days. 4 days is the first one, right? 23 was the first day. Where is it? 23. So 4 days is the first one. At that point, I think we're going to be moving. We've outlined weekly developments based on market profile, based on VWAP, summarized it all. We came to the conclusion that 65.6K is our bullish line in the sand. 65.6K, bullish line in the sand, because previous quarterly value high and previous month VWAP. We also came to the conclusion that we're currently rejecting of March VWAP. Going to do this ST short term, because short term this is our bearish line in the sand. But if we reclaim it, previous month value high, confluent with yearly developing value high at 65. Bro, I forgot it again. 68,595, 68,595, 68,595, and that's it. Is that clear for everybody? Yeah, I think so as well. It, you know, it doesn't really need to go below that. Let's just get rid of all of the the recent drawings. Let's just make sure that we have a crystal clear chart like that. I'm currently in a short from this high, mainly because we had equal highs and we spiked at the March VWAP, looking to offload majority of the position here at the previous quarterly value high, because you know, I'm under the impression that this is going to be support. If we're going to see continuation higher, this needs to hold. I mean, this really needs to hold, because if we fail to hold as a support, we just swept this high, and you know, at that point we're probably going to go much lower, and that's not something that I want to be seeing for longs. Yeah, that's it. And no worries that you joined in a bit late. Everything is going to be uploaded to the channel, and I plan to do this again on a weekly basis. I was extremely busy in real life, but we have some more time again. Which brings me to the question: is Sunday all right for you guys, or you know, like doing a weekly prep like this, or do you prefer another day, like Tuesday, for example? What about PP? Let's take a quick look. Let's take a look, and then PP hitting the level that it really needs to hold. VWAP levels. Quarterly value, monthly VWAP, yearly value high. I mean, this is the area that needs to hold a support, because if not, then it's going to go, you know, much lower. Right, pretty simplistic here. If you go towards 2-day, whoops, maybe even a 3-day chart. 2-day chart is cleaner, right? Range high, range low, 3-day demand before we break structure. This either holds or it's a high, and we're going to go much lower. Yep. I mean, I would definitely laugh about that if this ends up being a deviation. Where's with? I mean, this just brings me joy. No, I'm not sure though. Shouldn't be saying that though. I mean, the thing is, right? I'm laughing in duck. Yeah, I haven't followed that, to be honest, but I saw a lot of shit show regarding him on Twitter. It's just, it amazes me, right? If people have a certain bearish stance, they get shitted on. It's probably why I don't have like 100k followers on Twitter, because I'm not going to be bull posting the entire time. Well, let's have a quick look. Quarterly, monthly. One sec, let me load up a different chart. I want to check this out. Load layout. I want to have the altcoin stream on, and I want to have with, where you at, boy? Yearly. We can't use yearly value because we don't have enough data to work with. Quarterly, we can use quarterly. I'd say for width, like this is looking pretty ass, man. Daily. So I believe I tweeted about it, right? Once we accepted back within quarterly value, everybody was getting extremely bullish here at quarterly value area high. No bueno. And now we're trading below previous quarterly VWAP. If we cannot reclaim 2.66, 1.95 is on the cards. Like a simple traversion lower. That's it. Link. I believe I have it here somewhere. Link. Where you at, boy? Don't know. New. Link USDT. Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to be doing altcoin streams as well. So just going to be doing link once. But there's going to be, what's this? Am I typing this wrong? Link. Am I retarded? Oh, I'm looking at indices. Oh, bro. I was like, what? All right, Chainlink. Ooh. Okay. Okay, liking what I see. So, let's quickly break this down. H4. Let's get rid of this right there. Again, because a lot of time people ask me, like, can you trade this without coins as well? Like, bro, I'll tell you. Previous year value area high, similar to what we did on Bitcoin, right? This is higher time frame support. So this is where you want to be buying. Check out that low, boom, there we go. But now we're trading at yearly VWAP. So we're also trading near quarterly VWAP here. We're trading at previous month value area high. So it's a sticky point here. I think if there's going to be rejection, or at least some sort of a range, it's probably within this region, 17. Because it's yearly VWAP, previous month value area high there, quarterly VWAP at 17.8. So maybe a cool down here before we get a retracement back towards previous quarterly value area low. Now this is something that I would long here. Look at the interaction there, rejection, auction lower. If we can get a retracement back into 15.5, I think that's a long. Yeah. In the games in 2017, why, how much things change? Yeah, man, it's all the same. And like I started in 2016, like late 2016. That's in my opinion when everybody was, just vibing with each other. Right now it's just an enormous circle jerk with, people who just gloating their ass off. And like, it's just, I don't really see too many takes that we used to see, like proper breakdowns, or just people who like to share views on how to trade the markets. It's more like, hey, I invested in XYZ, I got a private seed deal, but it's a good project, bro, but please buy it because I'm selling it here, right? It's basically my entire timeline. Oh yeah, man, I love the summer, but the thing is, I've got bad hay fever at the moment, so it's not the best. I'm not in the best state right now, but it's a good thing that the summer is coming up, because I don't really like the cold to be honest. Nice sell off here. Let's see. Previous quarterly value high needs to hold. Anyways, guys, I don't want to make this any longer than it already is. Thank you so much for attending today's stream. We'll be back with a Bitcoin prep next week. I'm going to be adding altcoin streams as well because we have a cool indicator coming up that will help you sort out some altcoins, and I want to use that within my streams. So yeah, thank you all. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you guys later. Take care. Peace.